Hello and welcome to our English news, coming to you live from Canal Algérie. First, the top stories of the news. The National Production Fair is flocked by visitors showing a great admiration of the national products and the military industry. The Algerian approach regarding local activities is held by the participants in the ministerial meeting of the AU Specialized Technical Committee held in Tunis. And the Western Sahara cause is making more diplomatic breakthroughs, with the Spanish Parliament voicing its position regarding the use of the airspace of this country, still deemed as a dispute territory. Hello, welcome back to our news. First in our news, over 600 exhibitors are taking part in this edition of the National Production Fair that comes at a time of rapid economic developments in the world and the special national context marked by deep reforms initiated by the President of the Republic to promote the business climate and development in Algeria. Let's discover more with Laetitia Sadqawi.
Algerian Production Fair is back for the 32nd edition at a time when Algeria is adopting a new economic dynamic that has already shown positive indicators as a result of a series of economic and financial reforms indicated by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, in the last few years, which aims to promote Algeria's economy. This year's edition was inaugurated by the President of the Republic in light of the local production's efforts to live up to the challenge to meet the needs of citizens in quantity and quality. The national economy is now marked by a series of investment projects initiated by the President of the Republic that aims to create a suitable business climate characterized by transparency and the elimination of bureaucracy in order to encourage both local and foreign operators. The national production now contributes significantly to the national GDP, as the number of national companies in various fields is on the rise. Between 2020 and 2024, there were 1,655,656 trade entities listed in the commercial register, up until the 30th of the past November, thus recording a growth rate of 6%, in addition to 186,000 economic operators, including 1,800 permanent exporters.
Still with this big economic event, the National Defense Ministry's pavilion draws significant public interest, highlighting the military's role as a leader in advanced high-quality industries driven by expertise, professionalism and commitment. Manal Mafa with more details.
The Military Industries Directorate's Automotive Development Division showcased advanced new vehicle models marketed under the Mercedes-Benz brand. These achievements, combining modern design with high quality, attracted significant interest from both the public and the potential clients. We received well-detailed explanations regarding trucks. I really appreciate our national products. There is everything here, trucks, buses, everything you want.
We are investors in hotels. We came here to explore the quality of buses offered. Hopefully we can use them in the future for transportation within the tourism sector. We are proud of the Algerian talents who have successfully applied modern knowledge and technology to develop vehicles and deliver high-quality products. The company aims, through its participation in the exhibition, to further showcase its activities and products. As a public institution with an industrial and commercial nature, our products are primarily targeted at the domestic market, contributing to the country's economic growth and reducing import costs. We aim to supply the local market with both public and private sector components, as well as a military institution fulfilling the needs of our sector. The spare parts sector is vital, as consumer loyalty depends on service quality, sales principle and availability. We aim to make the institution more accessible to the public through excellent service and reliable spare parts.
Military industries serve as a model of excellence, having achieved a high standard in delivering top quality products.
To another story now, the Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research, Canal, handed a letter from the President of the Republic, Ahmed Tebboune, to his Somali counterpart, Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, who voiced his satisfaction regarding the friendship and solidarity relations binding the two peoples and hailed Algeria's prestigious position at the African level. The Somali President expressed gratitude to Algeria for ensuring training for Somali students at the Algerian universities in different specialities and help develop cooperation between the two countries, notably in the political and economic fields. The Interior Minister, Brahim Murad, confirmed in Tunis while taking part in the 5th session of the AU Specialized Technical Committee on Public Service, Local Government, Urban Development and Decentralization that the President of the Republic, Ahmed Tebboune, attaches a great interest to issues relating to local development via a series of deep reforms in the sector of local collectivities initiated over the past years.
رانا مجتمعين وهذا هو الأساس في دولة شقيقة بتونس.
We meet today in our sisterly country Tunisia, trying to bring together the vision of public service, decentralization, local development and other methods which aim to improve the living conditions of citizens in all our countries. What is important to us as ministers of the interior is the local development and the provision of services to all citizens. What matters to us is decent housing, not fragile housing, so we are all working to attain this goal. In this regard, we have made great achievements. I have the feeling that the Algerian roadmap is announced today.
الجزائر هي التي يعني أعلنوا عليها اليوم.
Brahim Murad, the Interior Minister, speaking in Tunis. During a visit to Al-Wad province, the General Caliph of the Tijani Brotherhood, Sheikh Said Al-Bal'aribi, called for the national unity and reconciliation while expressing his satisfaction regarding the important role of President Ahmed Tebboune in the well-being and prosperity of Algeria. Let's know more in this statement.
The President of the Republic pays particular attention to mosque zawiyas and all the Algerians, whether young or old. He opened the doors to ensure the development and prosperity of our nation. His decisions allowed all people to receive what is rightfully theirs, whether they are traders, farmers, investors or imams. Today the national unity is stronger than ever and we are all united to face challenges. Algeria, as you know, is often targeted by external forces. However, thanks to the wisdom of the President of the Republic, our country was able to get through these difficult times. He has ensured the safety, security and stability of our nation, which allows us to move forward with peace and prosperity. More than 1,500,000 martyrs sacrificed their lives so that we could enjoy our independence. The will to preserve our sovereignty and our unity has to be as strong as their painful but precious sacrifices. Today, we are enjoying independence and we will continue to work together to preserve it and consolidate the national cohesion.
Of the Tijani Brotherhood speaking to our reporter. Coming up in our news, UN reports sound the alarm regarding the critical situation in Gaza with unprecedented escalation of the Zionist war machinery against defenseless Palestinians. Welcome back to our news. In a joint statement made by the A+3 group during the UN Security Council meeting devoted to Sudan, Algeria's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ammar Ben Jama, reiterated the condemnation of the A+3 group made up of Algeria, Mozambique and Guyana of any foreign interference in Sudan, highlighting the necessity of the conflicting parties to engage in a political process. Despite Algeria's efforts to de-escalate tensions, the situation keeps deteriorating, according to the same speaker. Still with Algeria's representative to the UN, Ammar Ben Jama, who warned from New York against any bad use of military artificial intelligence, deeming it as a violation of international and humanitarian rights, underscoring, by the way, the African strategy meant to use AI in consolidating peace and security. Let's have a listen to him.
Algeria approached these challenges through strategic initiatives that bridge security and development. Our national research and innovation strategy on artificial intelligence 2020-2030 provides a comprehensive framework for responsible AI development, supported by our National Scientific Council for AI and specialized higher education institution. Earlier this month, Algeria hosted the third African Startup Conference, bringing together over 500 startups from 50 African countries, demonstrating our continent's unified commitment to develop AI ecosystems that serve our people's need while respecting security imperatives.
Amar Benjamin, Algeria's representative, speaking at the UN Security Council, still with African files. Victory after victory for the Sahrawi cause on the international scene, this time with the Spanish Parliament denying the transfer management of the Sahara airspace. This comes after the creation of a friendship group, Peace and Freedom for Western Sahara. Leticia Sadqawi explains.
Yet another success for the Sahrawi cause on the diplomatic scene. The trade agreements between Morocco and the European Union were cancelled following the rulings of the European Court of Justice. It is now the turn for the Spanish government to categorically deny from the Spanish parliament rumors that Spain would transfer the management of the airspace of Western Sahara. Yet another confirmation that Western Sahara is a dispute territory and therefore it is forbidden to exploit its airspace until the end of the occupation. Another blow for the Makhzanin's allegations concerning the Sahrawi issue to mislead the public and international opinion to hide its failure at all levels. All of these miserable attempts by the Moroccan occupier to falsify the facts did not bear fruit before a resilient Sahrawi people that keeps successively mobilizing the international community for its cause, both diplomatically and judicially. The support of the Sahrawi parliament is also evident through the creation of a friendship group, Peace and Freedom for Western Sahara, a week only after the decision of the same parliament to support the right of Sahrawis to self-determination. The parliamentary group has a clear mission, backing the Sahrawi cause by finding adequate solutions and by obliging the Moroccan occupier to comply with international law.
In Morocco, the inhabitants of El Houz are still waiting for their demand to be met. It has been a year so far, and those affected with the earthquake still remains without a shelter. As for the Moroccan authorities, it seems to be indifferent when it comes to their rights of citizens. Melissa Kabash tells us more.
It's been a year since the El Houz region was struck with an earthquake that ravaged the Moroccan region and left several families without any shelter. The authorities promised then to bring help to those in need, but unfortunately that promise was not kept, as a sit-in was organized by those affected to claim their right of housing. Some families received several houses, one for each member, while others are still homeless.
الديور ديالهم طبيعيين وتيستحقوا الدعم وما عندهمش باش يصلحوا ما مستافدينش.
These men and women gathered at the headquarters of the parliament to depict the reality of many Moroccans.
The authorities aren't suggesting any concrete solutions. It's been a year and 3 months. We're still waiting.
This protest movement doesn't seem to be bothering the Moroccan regime, nor the corruption ravaging every field. Moroccans are left alone to handle such crisis.
The earthquake shed light on the nature of our system, which is corrupted and exploit a catastrophe to gain profit of those in need.
As the voices of the fragile segment of society rises to claim their most legitimate right, the regime remains indifferent, adopting the silent strategy instead of finding solutions to alleviate the pain and suffering of people.
Still in Morocco, an unprecedented surge in unemployment is plunging the Moroccan kingdom deeper into chaos exacerbating social discord and widening divisions between genders and regions. This growing instability is driving an increasing number of young Moroccans to seek better future across the Mediterranean. Manal Mafa once again.
The situation in Morocco keeps on worsening with unprecedented and alarming unemployment rate, depicting the frailty prevailing in this country, plunging it into corruption due to chaotic management. According to a general assessment of population and housing published by the Moroccan High Commission for Planning, unemployment rate in Morocco went from 16% in 2014 to 21% in 2024, a new record for the country. Women and rural zones are the most affected by this phenomenon. In fact, geographical distribution of this unemployment rate confirms once again the flagrant inequality in the country. In urban regions, for example, the unemployment rate went from 19% to 21%, whereas in rural areas, the same rate went from 10% to more than 21%. Some regions, unemployment rate is above the national average, notably in the Rif region, which exceeds 30%, which pushes some youngsters to use all means in order to arrive to the other side of the Mediterranean shore. These alarming numbers reflect, according to the observators, a profound economic crisis. Unemployment also exhibits a growing social fracture between the genders and regions, leading toward a direct economic downfall in the kingdom. And for specialists, this whole situation is in fact a real threat for national cohesion and a source of instability for the Makhzen.
From Morocco to the Middle East region and precisely to Palestine, according to UN reports, the current situation in Gaza Strip is worsening, especially with the use of forbidden weapons against defenseless civilians by the Zionist entity. Insights with Melissa Kabash.
Words fail to describe the horror of this footage.
Our national defense system registered around 1,760 martyrs shredded in peace. Their bodies were not completely found due to the weapons used by the colonizer, which are forbidden internationally.
Killing innocent civilians, men, women and children wasn't enough to satisfy the hunger for blood of the Zionist entity. Turning bodies to ashes was its objective. High-level technologies were used in these war crimes, weapons that could easily infiltrate into small alleys and identify its target in few seconds only. A true soldier that might seem harmless or appears as a simple camera used for spying, but it is in fact a highly developed weapon that can even lure its target by using the sound of crying babies before shooting them to the floor. The Jabalia turned into a ghost town. Countless martyrs were claimed by these war weapons in broad daylight and in front of countries claiming support for human rights, rights that have been brutally violated here in Gaza.
سوف نبقى هنا على هذه الأرض لا المجازر تفنينا وينتظرون المحكمة الجنايات الدولية وغدا اللي بيفرح في الآخرة محكمة العدل الإلهية.
A critical situation indeed. Back to Algeria and sports now. Maulid of Algiers was compelled to a goalless draw with the visiting side of Asushlef in a game held at the 5th of July Olympic Stadium here in Algiers as part of the 40th week of the National Football Championship. The second match, bringing US Khanshla to US Biskra, ended as well in a goalless draw. With sports, our news comes to an end tomorrow. Another day, other news. Take care, keep tuning to our channel, and bye-bye for now.